it felt like passion. It felt like passion to me. Within 4 weeks, I was actually promoted out of the receptionist job. And I was thrown into this world of media. And I was given the opportunity to work on an incredibly dynamic team of people. I'd never experienced anything like this before. Seriously, these people could accomplish 10 impossible things before breakfast. And they did. And I would just be going, oh my gosh, you people are incredible. When I grow up, I want to be just like you. Because they were amazing. It was while I was on that team that I actually got a sense of what defines a team. And it was my first glimpse into why some teams succeed and other teams don't. And as I continued my journey through the business world, I've actually been truly blessed to have insight into many examples of team, because I've been on a lot of them and I've put a lot of them together. And it's amazing the things you can learn when you pay attention. So since then, I worked at a handful of agencies, about 4 or 5. And while I was serving as executive vice president running an ad agency called Icebox, as Francis mentioned earlier, I brought on a very small client that needed a myriad of services. And at the time, we were basically just a media agency, and a damn good one. We were really good. It was a very small company that wanted to use our services. It was completely unheard of, brand new to the market. They had about 25 people. They were located in Utah. They manufactured health and beauty products. And they said, we're gonna need a whole lot of guidance, because we know how to manufacture and we know how to make things, but we don't really know what to do past there. So I got to work. I got to work. That little known client was Strivectin. And Strivectin really did change the world of classic marketing as we know it. Because they came to the party, nobody knew who they were, but within 6 months, they were ranked #1 in NPD. That's quite a feat. Quite a feat. And it was good, right? It's always good to kind of break the mold a little bit, because what it does is it opens up the world a little bit more for everybody else, right? The box gets a little bigger. There's more room in it. It was so much fun working. Ton of work, but man, it was a really great time. And going to work every day was really an amazing adventure, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. But that was the culmination of all my collective years of learnings about team and where I put it into practice. Because you see, when that client came to us, we were a small shop of about 12 people. We're talking about a $100 million account, right, is what it was gonna grow to. So clearly, we had work to do. I quickly assembled a team of superstars from all disciplines, because they were looking for marketing, they were looking for media, they were looking for advertising, and they were looking for public relations support. And luckily, throughout my years of training, I had access and actually had held positions in each of those departments through different advertising agencies that I had worked in. So they really had to hit the ground running, So I started my process. I had 50 people that I had to bring on in a short period of time. This new team of people, had to work together as a cohesive unit if we were to truly be successful. They had to hit the ground running, and there was really no time for missteps and misunderstandings and misguided information and miscommunications. There just wasn't time. If we took too much time, clients move on. That's what they do. And now I'm one. It's kind of exciting. So it really did have to be perfect, and thankfully, like I said, my years of experience really served me well in this instance. So I went to work, taking all the things I learned about teams, applying those learnings to my own process, and the results were actually quite astounding, even to me. So again, it's amazing what can happen when you pay attention. So what did I do? Well, what I've learned, and now I've assembled quite a few different teams. Murad is a perfect example. When I came to Murad, it was, you're in charge of marketing. And I was like, great, this is fantastic, love it, it's great. And before I knew it, I was in charge of PR. And then before I knew it, I was in charge of education. And every time one of these things is handed to you, you've got to be able to assemble a dynamic team. You've got to be able to get things done. You've got to be able to create results. So the first thing you need to do is define the objective of your team. What do you need them to do? What defines success? You got to be clear in your intention, crystal clear. It's no different than what coaches do when they assemble sports teams. It's the same thing. You need to understand what positions you need on your team and what the collective sum of those positions needs to deliver, right? Sport teams are traditionally designed to win national championships. In my case, we had to win over a category that had absolutely no knowledge or respect of anything that we did. We had to own it, and that's what we set out to do. Then you need to assess and understand every team member and their potential, their strengths and their weaknesses. And believe it or not, their weaknesses are equally as important as their strengths. Because what you don't want to do is give somebody something to do that they're like, okay, I don't really like this. Because that's not going to serve anyone, them or you.